Asean football lovers, welcome to our live championship celebration. Tonight we witnessed another unforgettable chapter in Southeast Asia football. The final whistle has been blown, the trophy has been decided, and there is only one team we can talk about tonight, Vietnam. Yes, Vietnam are the 2026 ASEAN Hyundai Cup champions. The Golden Dragons have ruled ASEAN again. The Golden Star Warriors have defended their crown, and what a final this was. Vietnam drew Thailand 2-2 tonight in Hanoi, but that result was more than enough because Vietnam entered the second leg with a 2-0 advantage from Bangkok. So when we put the two legs together, Vietnam 4 and Thailand 2. Vietnam are champions of Southeast Asia once again. Everybody watching right now, I want to do something. If you are celebrating Vietnam tonight, type Vietnam in the live chat. Come on, I want to see those Vietnamese flags. I want to see the red heart. I want to see trophy emojis. And if you are watching from outside Vietnam, tell us your country in the comments. Are you watching from Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, the Philippines, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, or somewhere else in the world? Tell me, where are you watching from? Tonight is not just about a score, it's about a championship, it's about pressure, it's about two legs, it's about Vietnam protecting a two-goal advantage against one of ASEAN's greatest football nations, and it's about history because Vietnam have now successfully defended their ASEAN championship crown. That is the story tonight. Let's make the situation absolutely clear for everyone joining us late. The first leg was played in Bangkok on August 22. Vietnam won the match. Thailand 0, Vietnam 2. That means Vietnam returned home to Hanoi with a two-goal advantage. Thailand needed a comeback, not just a win. They needed to overturn two goals, and tonight they came out knowing that every minute mattered. Then came the second leg, My Dinh National Stadium. Vietnamese supporters, the defending champions, Thailand desperate to change the story, and the final difference, Vietnam 2, Thailand 2. So the aggregate score, Vietnam 4, Thailand 2, and that means Vietnam retained the ASEAN Hyundai Cup. Think about what that means. Vietnam did not need to chase the game tonight. They had to already done the most important work in Bangkok. The 2-0 first leg victory gave them breathing room, and football is a football. Thailand were never going to simply surrender, and that is exactly why this final became so dramatic. Let's go back to the opening match. Thailand knew exactly what they needed. They needed an early goal, and they got it. In the 12th minute, Yosakon Brapa put Thailand ahead. Suddenly, the entire atmosphere changed. Thailand had found the breakthrough they desperately needed. One goal down on the night, but now only one goal behind on aggregate. The comeback suddenly looked possible. Yotsakon goal came after Waris. Kusong delivered from the night. Saxon Rectory lay off from Yotsakon in space, and Yotsakon struck first time. Patrick Lee Gyang got close, but the shot beat him. Thailand had their dream start. And I want to ask you something. If you were watching at the moment as a Vietnam supporter, what were you thinking? Were you nervous? Were you thinking, here we go again? Were you thinking Thailand could actually overcome the difficult? Because this is exactly what makes a two-leg final so special. One goal can completely change the psychological battle. Vietnam fans, honestly, when Thailand scored in the 12th minute, what was your reaction? Type calm if you believe Vietnam would still win, or type nervous if your heart suddenly start racing. Thailand continued to push. Chaskan Rectory was heavily involved. He had an effort from distance that went wide. Thailand continued looking for the second goal, and this was the dangerous period for Vietnam because the longer Thailand stayed within one goal of turning the tie around, the greater the pressure became. But Vietnam had opportunities too. Nguyen Dinh Bac tested Katai Botrom and led in the first half. Vietnam came amazingly close. Phan Thuan Chai, who had entered early after Nguyen Van suffered as a hamstring injury, sent a dipping cross toward the far post. Nguyen Johnson got his head to it. The ball hit the post. Imagine that the moment a few centimeters differently, and Vietnam could have equalized before halftime. Instead, Thailand went into the break with hope, and Vietnam had work to do. Now let's talk psychologically. Vietnam still had the aggregate advantage. Thailand had the momentum. This is where championship experience becomes important. Do you panic? Do you chase? Do you defend? Do you attack? Or do you simply trust the advantage you have already created? Now we arrive at the one of the biggest moments of the entire final. The second half had barely begun. Thailand attacked again. Kakana Khamyok turned pass from Tuan Minh. Vietnam's midfielder brought him down plenty. Thailand had the opportunity to make it 2-0 on the night, and suddenly Vietnam were staring directly at the possibility of a completely different final. Plenty. Kakana Kamyuk, one kick, one moment, once one chance to bring Thailand within distance of overturning 2-0 first leg defeat. And then he missed. The plenty went high over the bar. Dramatically, Thailand missed, and Vietnam survived. One of the biggest moments of match was that the turning point. I want of opinion type yes turning point or no too early. Thank you very much guys. If you are watching from the starting of my, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone. Because 3 minutes later, Vietnam made Thailand pay. 3 minutes after Thailand missed plenty, Vietnam struck. Tuan Thai delivered the ball into the area. Du Hong Han found space. His first time effort hit the base of post. The ball rolled along the goal line and then it hit goalkeeper Chachai Butprom on the heel. The ball crossed the line. Own goal. Vietnam had equalized on the night. Now look at the aggregate. Thailand had needed 2 goals to clear the tie, and they had just missed a penalty, and now Vietnam had scored. The aggregate advantage became enormous. This is football. Sometimes the difference between victory and defeat is a penalty kick. Sometimes it's supports. Sometimes it's a goalkeeper's heel. And tonight, those tiny moments changed the history of the final. Vietnam were now in control of the championship, but Thailand were not finished. Thailand kept pushing. Vietnam looked for opportunities to put the game completely beyond doubt. In the 70th minute, Guan Hei Long created space and fired toward goal. The shot hit Chachai's right post. Again the post. Vietnam were so close to adding another. Then Thailand made their final push. With 6 minutes remaining, Thailand found another goal. Wanchai Jorunkogan got onto the cross from the right and finished post Patrick Lee Gyang. Suddenly Thailand were alive again. The scoreboard said Vietnam won and Thailand 2. But aggregate score was still Vietnam 3 and Thailand 2. Thailand needed one more goal. One more goal would have taken the final to extra time. This was the moment. The final minutes, Vietnam defending their title, Thailand throwing everything forward, the entire stadium waiting for the next decisive moment. Thailand made another attacking change. They had nothing to lose. Vietnam knew they were second away from becoming champions. Then came the 90th minute, 4 minutes of added time, 4 minutes between Vietnam and another Asean championship. Thailand pushed forward, Vietnam defended, and then a counter attack. Guan Quang He sent the ball forward toward Guan Zhuangsun. Wan tried to clear, and these clearance went into his own net. Another own goal, but this is one ended the contest. The final whistle came immediately. Afterward, Vietnam 2, Thailand 2, aggregate 4-2, and Vietnam were champions. Celebration, that is it. That is the moment Vietnam have done. The Golden Star Warriors have retained their crown. Vietnam are ASEAN champions. Let's step away from the individual moments and look at the bigger picture. Vietnam, they now won the ASEAN Champions 4 times, 2008, 2018, 2024, 2026, and the latest title gives them back-to-back champions. Vietnam's first title came in 2008. They won again in 2018. They came 24 when Vietnam defeated Thailand 5-3 on aggregate, and now in 2026 Vietnam have beaten Thailand again in the final. Thailand remained the most successful team in the competition history with 7 titles, but tonight Vietnam has added another chapter to their rivalry. This is why Vietnam versus Thailand is more than a football match. It's one of the defining rivalries of Southeast Asian to football, and tonight Vietnam have written another winning chapter. Let's talk about the people behind this champion. First, coach Kim Sang-sik. He was now guided Vietnam to consecutive Asian Championship titles, and tonight his team have demonstrated something every champion needs: Vietnam had the advantage. Thailand scored first. Thailand had a plenty. Vietnam conceded again late, and still Vietnam found a way to finish the final as champions. Another player who deserves recognition is Du Hong Han, who was named the Hyundai Player of the Match. His involvement in the goal that became Vietnam's equalizer was one of the decisive moments of the evening. Then there is Guan Quang He, the captain's experience and leadership were important throughout this championship, and his stoppage time, his forward ball was involved in the sequence that produced the decisive own goal, and we cannot forget the entire squad. Football championships are not won by one player. They are won by a team. Now, this part is for the supporters, Vietnam's fans around the world. This is your moment. You have waited. You have watched the group stage. You have watched the knockout rounds. You watched the semi-final. You watched Vietnam beat Thailand 2-0 in Bangkok. And tonight, you watched Vietnam finish the job in Hanoi. Let's do a roll call. Hanoi makes some noise. Ho Chi Minh City makes some noise. Da Nang makes some noise. Haiphong, Can Tho, Hue, and Vietnamese supporters watching from overseas. We see you. Everybody type time champions. Let's fill the chat. Now type 2018 to 2008, 2018, 2024, 2026, because those are the 4 champions years. Before we finish tonight's live stream, let's summarize what happened. Vietnam entered the final as defending champions. Thailand entered the final as 7 times champions and one of the most successful teams in Asean football. The first leg was played in Bangkok. Vietnam won 2-0. That gave Vietnam the advantage. Tonight in Hanoi, Thailand scored first through Yochakon Burapa. Vietnam survived enormous pressure. Thailand then missed a penalty through Kakana Kemyok. 3 minutes later, an own goal involving goalkeeper Chatchai Bootprop brought Vietnam's level on the night. Thailand scored again through Wan Chai, but in stoppage time, Wan Chai's clearance went into the own net, and that sealed the championship. Final score, Vietnam 2-2. Aggregate, Vietnam 4, Thailand 2. Champions Vietnam, 4 times Asean champions, back-to-back champions, and tonight the trophy stays in Vietnamese hands. Ladies and gentlemen, the Golden Dragon rule Asean. The Golden Star Warriors have defended their crown. Vietnam have done it again, from Bangkok to Hanoi, from the first whistle to the final whistle, from a 2-goal advantage to a dramatic 2-2 draw. Vietnam never surrendered the aggregate lead, and now the trophy belongs to Vietnam. Vietnam are champions. Vietnam are champions. Vietnam are champions. Vietnam are champions. Congratulations to entire Vietnamese football teams, and congratulations to every supporter who believed. Thank you for spending this championship night with us. If you enjoyed the live stream, hit like, subscribe for the more Vietnamese football coverage, and tell us your favorite moment from the final in the champion. What is your Cone early goal? The missed plenty, the Chai own goal, Won Chai's late goal, or that unbelievable stoppage time own goal that finally sealed the championship? Tell us below, because tonight is not just another football result. Tonight is history. 2008, 2018, 2024, 2026, 4 Asean championships, back-to-back titles. Vietnam have done it again. The Golden Dragons rule Asean. Vietnam are the champion. Good night, champions. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much for your comments, for your likes, and thank you, big thank you for all your support. It's a great moment for me, because you are the champions. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I am really thankful to all of you, because thank you. Thank you very much. Great news, great victory for Vietnamese. Thank you, everyone. Okay, guys. Good night for everyone. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.